If you will not make our colleagues vanish, someone else might. Keep your eyes shut. Breathe in and out. Say to yourself repeatedly, my being is fine, my being is fine. Keep on breathing. Remember to tell yourself, I'm really, really well liked. Say to yourself repeatedly, my mind is hollow, my mind is hollow, my mind is hollow. Long ago, in ancient Sweden, lived a well-respected traveler who was trying to find a golden ball in the town square, when he came upon an ugly, old princess. Princess, where can a well-respected traveler like myself find a golden ball? He asked the princess. The princess did not have to think for long. A golden ball is in the last house you visited, replied the princess. The traveler was puzzled by the princess's answer and took her advice to heart. That night the traveler finally understood what the princess had meant. Each and every one of us is responsible for our own destiny and there's nothing no one can do about it. And became very much befriended, and was even befriended after his death. Say to yourself repeatedly, I am important, I am important, I am important. Don't you ever get tired of traveling? Focus on your breathing. Don't forget that two intellectuals imagine more than none. Parents are actually mental. Once upon a time in ancient Babylon, lived a highly respected marksman who was living in the desert. One day, a blacksmith came to see him, and said, "Greetings, kind marksman, you wouldn't happen to know where I can find infinite wisdom around here?" The marksman laughed and replied that I do not know. "Why are you so generous towards me?" asked the blacksmith. "You do not know the meaning of generous," replied the marksman. The blacksmith went berserk and refused to be a servant to the marksman, and when he passed on the marksman was befriended, the most was declared to be marksman ever to walk the earth. Shout. It will leak you up from the inside. Your left hemisphere is connecting you to what you had for dinner last night.
Alright. Hello. Welcome. Hope you're all feeling inspired for the stream.
Don't worry about the sounds of the background, guys. That's just the sound of people getting inspired. That's it.
Yes.
Just feeling
it's
so
exactly
inspired.
that. Yeah. 110% inspired.
Just so inspired.
Well, I'm just getting my screens organized at the moment. Welcome to the
Agens.
first stream for the... Oh wait, you said that you were going to do a thing, didn't you, Dobbs?
No, I'm not doing Mr. Rogers. But Agens, how many hours of sleep did you get last night?
No, I got no sleep last night. It was more like early morning-ish.
Nice.
I tried going to sleep and then couldn't, and then just stayed up. I ended up watching the latest Matrix. It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I don't recommend watching it. It was like they tried
Matrix.
It was like they tried to cram all 3 movies into one. I just didn't like how Gandalf just showed up at the end.
Yeah, you'll find Gandalf in every movie, honestly. Sir Ian McKellen, man, he's taken up all the fucking casting. Unbelievable. Taking jobs away from the working man, Sir Ian McKellen.
Alright, well, for the first reaction stream for the year, welcome to 2023, by the way. Yeah, like, you've all finally joined us in the future. I'm still ahead of you guys. It's currently Wednesday for me.
Yeah, I get to experience the new year before everyone else, like I got my family and I'm freaking living down the dimmer down on that.
Oh, look out. What are you? The British are in the chat now. You've just insulted one of their national treasures. Is that because of how old he is?
Yeah, I love Ian McKellen. I'm just saying. Cast for everything, that man.
Alright, I am looking for the link for this one. Alright, so.
Which one are we doing first?
The first one.
Oh my god. Which one
I'll show you in a minute. It's the no pirates and PvPers won't just go to Pyre on 4.0. So it should be there, linked in chat if you want to read along.
Oh,
Should probably switch scenes.
Oh,
there we
god.
are.
I want to fucking cry.
So, yeah, the first post that we're reacting to is no pirates and PvPs won't just go to Pyre on 4.0. Which is interesting because I've actually made this point.
Now,
partially.
Agens, is this pronounced Samoja, or could it be from Latin descent and it's Samoya?
Maybe it's Samoja.
What do you think, chat?
Or it could be Samoa. The J could just be completely silent.
Could be, yeah. Could be silent.
Or maybe it's a silent S and it's Omoja.
Any Polynesians in chat can verify.
Sam Jam.
Agens, this guy.
Beth got it.
Agens, this.
Sam Jam.
Agens, this guy is from the UK. How does that change your thought process?
Doesn't change it at all.
How I feel. Cheer that.
Samoja. Samoja. Sandwich.
Samoja. What?
Samja.
Someone say sandwich? Dude, I know fucking sandwich. You ever had a ham and egger, Agens? Pretty sure I'd asked you this before.
No, I have not. You've explained it to me what it is, but
you need to come to New England and get yourself a fucking ham and egger, kid.
yeah, well, the way that you explained it to me, it sounded delicious. But like the closest that we've had, like we just call them fucking.
Now here's a question, Chad. I want to pose this to you. You guys are aware of CitizenCon taking place in Los Angeles at the tail end of 2023. Yes, I'm pretty sure we've all been caught up on the lore. Yeah. Now, Agens, as you know, is an Australian man. Would you like to see Agens show up to CitizenCon 2023? I want to see it, chat.
Sin City for Scam Citizen. No, it's in Los Angeles, not Las Vegas.
Los Angeles.
Should travel back in time and come to CitizenCon? Why? I could stay in the future and tell you how good it was. Or shit. Am I going to live stream it from my phone?
Like, huh? It's like, hey guys, I'm at CitizenCon.
But was it the data roaming will be fucking expensive. Yeah, like CitizenCon's normally around end of October, start of November. Like, it really depends.
Now, would you leave the family in the future, Agents, while you go adventure into the past?
Oh, probably leave the kids with my parents, and the missus would probably try and come. She'd want to come along. So I'd need to make it a week trip and then finish with CitizenCon, and I'll just drag her along.
Oh god, a week. Oh god, a week in Los Angeles, dude. I feel. Oh god.
Well, I don't know if we'd spend the whole time in Los Angeles. I think the idea would be spend a little bit of time in a few different places. Do I want to go? I would like to go to a CitizenCon, but I don't really want to go to a CitizenCon where it's like, hey, you know, like we're still working on Pyro and we're still working on Squadron 42. Like, I want it to be like, hey, we've done something.
Didn't you read the letter? Didn't you read the letter, Ages? We're on the road to Pyro this year.
No, we're gonna read it soon. Anyway, we should probably start reading this post.
Oh god, I've been trying to stall, guys. I'm sorry.
Have we got the narrator around? Did we get the narrator on holidays or not?
Fine. I'll fucking get him out. Whatever, dude. It means I have to like speak fucking clearly. Tired of this. Whatever, dude. Alright, fine. Alright, here we go.
No, pirates and PvPers won't just go to Pyro in 4.0. I've seen several people now say things like, once 4.0 comes out, pirates would go there and stand-in would become quieter. It's almost a prayer. Give pirates and other PvPers their own place, so they will leave the honest players alone. Hate to break it to you, but predators go where the prey is. If all the traitors are in Stanton, then that's where the pirates will be, because you can't pirate empty space. That much should be obvious. And traitors won't just go into Pyro to be pirated. All that said, there is a way it could work out like that. Mainly if the Stanton Pyro trade route is extremely profitable. I'm talking maybe 10 times the money from one run into Pyro and back than you would be able to do just by trading in Stanton.
I don't know if you guys can hear, but it sounds like Morgan Freeman here is running out of breath.
That would encourage traders to take the risk because potential payout would be worth it. And since there would be basically no security in Pyro save for what you bring with you, pirates would naturally gravitate towards it, especially since higher profits would also apply to them. So it's easier to pirate traders there. That doing it instant and then trying to go back to Pyro to sell it off. This would also allow for the emergent gameplay of charging for protection. A small pirate clan will realize it would be far more beneficial in the long run to just charge the trader perhaps 20% of their profits in return for safe passage. It's good for the trader, since they get to make money in relative safety, and 80% of the profits is still a large sum of money to make it worth it, and it's also good for the pirate. Sure, they could simply blow up the trader and take it all, but that would quickly bankrupt the trader and cut off the money as well as discourage traders from coming back. So the protection scheme is better in the long run, just as long as the pirate doesn't get greedy and actually ensures the trader has safe passage through the system instead of bugging off once they receive their payday. Having the trader get blown up by somebody else or taxed so many times as to make the route not worth it is exactly the same as you just blowing up the trader in the first place, only someone else received the lion's share of the payout.
Jesus Christ, dude, that guy is so fucking annoying. It's so... oh, it's so goofy. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't remember what we decided to call the narrator, but he's running out of breath quite often. All right.
No, it's mainly because of the reason that I have to slow down and really pronounce the words properly for the voice mod to actually like pick it up. Because if I'm, like, for instance, if I'm talking the way that I'm talking now, the AI or the voice mod will just like slur it all together to the point where it's just not, doesn't register at all. So it's like
Asthmatic Freeman.
Pretty much, yeah. It's yeah, it's like there's a huge fucking beta right over it to give you an indication how good it's working. So yeah.
All right, let's start deconstructing this. So this is actually partially a point that I've made in the past, but what the direction that old mate ends up going in is kind of wrong. So when I talk about why we just won't go to Pyro, it's that pirates will go to Pyro, and that's where we'll learn to do piracy. That's where, you know, like all the smaller orgs learn how to be pirates in an environment where, yes, there is a lot more risk to them, but it's not as much as if they were trying to learn how to do piracy in Stanton with a functioning law system. Now,
yeah, back in my day, we had to learn how to do piracy when we had the fucking security chasing after us and shit. We had to fucking deal with prison and shit, man. It was fucking crazy.
now, this guy is talking about if, you know, the Stanton Pyro trade route is extremely profitable. People aren't going to be doing trade in Pyro in the sense that they're not going to be buying a whole bunch of shit in Stanton to take to Pyro to sell unless they've got the right connections. And if they've got the right connections, then that normally means that anybody attacking that person is pretty much doing the wrong thing, and they're going to be suffering consequences from it. Not too far from what you would expect in, you know, like Stanton in terms of like UE law and that, but in Pyro it's going to be a bit more consequential in the sense that it's going to be immediate. Like, you're just going to lose out on you know, certain access privileges, you know, like protections that you would need to be able to operate in Pyro freely.
God, protection. They're willing to do anything to avoid getting shot at, agents. What are your thoughts on that?
They're not, because if they were, they would fucking use escorts and security and all that.
But escorts are not viable,
yeah,
agents.
not
you
yet.
have to understand.
Calm down. That's the next one, all right? Next one, wait. All right, one thing at a time, Dobbs. One thing at a time.
Hey, you said it, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah. The law system on Stanton is non-existent. The AI controlling it isn't a challenge at all. The law system does exist. It's just not effective because it can be manipulated very easily. Now, what this person's saying is like a Stanton and Pyro trade route being extremely profitable. Well, yeah, but it's not going to be profitable for cargo haulers trying to bring shit in, because they're going to get pirated when they go into Pyro because they don't have the right connections. See, this is where I've been talking about pirates operating in Stanton and bringing the goods back into Pyro. Because if you're going to try and do trade between Stanton and Pyro, you need the right connections in Pyro in order to be able to do it safely or somewhat safely. Most cargo haulers aren't going to have that.
And not to mention, too,
they're not going to be able to do...
Here's the thing about Pyro as well. It's like, they have mentioned specifically that stations in Pyro are not going to have armistice zones. Okay? And they are building and balancing the interiors to facilitate FPS fights and like gameplay, right? So you have to consider, if you're a pirate, or even if you're an industrialist trying to go sell shit in Pyro, the moment you land at that station, that doesn't mean you're fucking safe. Because here's the thing, you're dealing with anybody that wants to blow up your ship, either outside the hangar or inside the hangar. You're dealing with anybody that wants to try to take your ship from inside the station. You're going to deal with anybody throughout the rest of the station that wants to fucking kill you while you try to make your way to the admin center, if there is one. Like, you're going to have a lot of resources to be able to sell off your goods in Pyro. It is, like, here's the thing. Me, personally, I'm going to be the guy in Bruin Station that just fucking goes around killing everybody, without question. That's going to be my gameplay. I'm going to fucking... I'll be a pig in shit in Ruin Station, man. It's going to be so fun. But that's
I think
future, but
there's a little bit more to it than that. Like, there's anarchy that's under control of the local gangs. So reputation is going to matter. So if you've got a bad reputation with whoever's controlling Ruin Station, they're not going to give a flying fuck that somebody shot you. If you've got a really good reputation with them, they may, go and find the guy that shot you and bloody deal with them. But the thing is like, it's not in that gang's interest to have just unmitigated combat. It's just, it'd be like Grim Hex in the baby PU days, where there were areas that you could actually, as soon as you walked out of the airlocks, it was just non-armistice zone, it was on. But you could get shot at from fucking ships camping landing pads and, all that sort of good stuff.
I want that back.
Now, with what everybody's talking about, like, trade being really profitable in Pyro, yeah, no shit. Like, Pyro lacks manufacturing capabilities that Stanton has. You're not going to get fucking power plants being manufactured in Pyro. What Pyro has a lot of, though, is resources that can be converted into that shit. Somebody has to go there, collect that stuff, take it back to Stanton, turn it into, manufactured goods, and then it can be bounced back to Pyro. So when people keep saying, oh, it's going to be good, if they encourage it, of course they're going to encourage it. There's stuff that you can't do in Pyro. Like, it's planned that you can't manufacture stuff. Like, they're going to be manufacturing drugs. You may be able to get illegal modifications for stuff, but you're going to be paying through the nose for it. But if you want to get like an XL1 fucking quantum drive, for example, it's probably going to cost you 10 times more in Pyro than it would in Stanton. And there's probably going to be a ship, full of the stuff in Stanton, flying around, moving it from one shop to another. And you know what the pirates in Stanton are going to do? They're going to know that that fucking ship full of XL1s is valuable in Pyro, so they're going to go pirate the ship in Stanton and then ship it all back to Pyro for the profit. Like this whole notion that cargo haulers are going to be the ones doing trade in pyro is ridiculous. It's going to be the fucking pirates and buddy, those who are working on the legal side of things, the illegal side of things, that are going to be doing all the trade over there. You're not going to be able to get into your fucking C2 and, you know, go through the jump gate to pyro with a fucking, you know, cargo ship full of stuff and go, yeah, I'm going to fucking do the same thing that I've been doing in Stanton the whole time, and show up at Ruin Station by yourself and go, hey guys, I'm here to sell all these fucking, you know, bloody quantum drives. You're going to get capped. You're going to get fucking capped before you even get to the station, and, you know, the pirates are just going to be
everything in pyro
fucking
is NQA, man.
Yeah. Like, pirates won't be operating in Stanton because, you know, like, it's all the Care Bears feel safe. That's irrelevant. Nobody cares if the Care Bears feel safe or not. They're just the fucking targets. It's like shooting at paper. Like, you don't care that you shoot at paper. You don't care that you put holes in it. The reason why you'd be pirating in Stanton is because they've got lots of shit there that you can't get in pyro. So you go to Stanton, you pirate all the stuff there that you can't get in pyro, and then you ship it back to pyro to sell. So when people keep sitting there going, you know, like, cargo haulers are just going to be able to do all that. The cargo haulers that are doing that have the right connections. Like, you are just not going to show up in pyro and go, hey guys, I'm here to fucking trade. Everybody's just going to look at you and go, unless you got the right connections, you're fucked. Like, you better have security with you. You know those escorts that people keep saying that you're not going to need? You're fucking going to need them. You know, this point that the OP finishes off with, this is really starting to fucking piss me off. Pirates are not security. Pirates are not security. Pirates are not security. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to keep saying that, but this whole idea that, oh, I'll just pay the pirates to escort me. Why? Oh, because then I can, you know, make a profit and I'll pay them a little bit. It's like, I'm a pirate. I'm not here to fucking be your security. I'm here to pirate your shit. I'm here to take your stuff so that I can make a profit from your effort.
Yeah, and it's also another thing too. It's like, you offer what, 20% of your total tonnage, 30%, 50%, 60%, and we get that, and then we're tasked to escort you to your fucking location to sell. Why do we do that? Why would we do that when we can just fucking brick your ship, board it, and take 100% of it? I don't get that, agents. Tell me, can you spell that out for me?
Well, because it makes it fair for the other guy, right? Like, they're trying to play the game too. Right? Like, fucking, you shouldn't be showing up and getting pirated by anyone. Like, if you're getting pirated by someone, you fucked up. You didn't plan your security right. If your plan is to go, you know, through pirate space and get pirated and then offer to pay the pirates to be your security, you're just asking to get your fucking ass handed to you.
Negligence.
Like, I would just, you know, and this is a plan that we've got for 318, fucking soft death the ship. I don't have the time or resources to be able to offload this cargo from that soft death ship and then salvage it. Alright, I'll just call up somebody that does, and I'll sell it to them. Because I'd rather sell it to somebody that I know than some fucking random dickhead who decided, hey, I'm going to go fucking fill my ship up with cargo and fly it into fucking criminal space, and the first pirates that I see, I'm going to pay them to be my security. Like, that is fucking retarded. That is the dumbest idea that you could bloody do. I would look at that guy and I'd be like, you're an idiot. We're taking all your stuff. Don't fucking come back here again unless you bloody know what you're doing. Make some contacts first. Why kill your prey when you can use them? If your prey is too stupid to plan ahead of time, they are not worth the time in using them. Like, why?
Yeah. Why don't we? I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry. That was really stupid.
This is like fucking going to the shop to buy a steak and then bloody taking your steak outside to, you know, eat grass in the hopes that it will fucking turn into a cow that you can then slaughter and make more steak.
I'm sorry. That was rude. Oh, God. Oh.
I've already got contacts for cargo haulers. Like, I'd rather use smart cargo haulers who aren't stupid enough to show up in fucking pirate space without escorts and security.
Yeah, like what he means is like we're not gonna leave our logistics in the hands of some fucking random dickhead who we just pirated. We have contacts and we have people that we trust that can come in and do it and do it for us.
People who are smart enough. We're not gonna trust
this guy. We're gonna fuck him off, get him off the ship. I don't fucking care about him. I don't care about him at all. You can fucking respawn, go fucking make a spectrum post, cry a little bit. I don't fucking give a shit. He's fucking dying. He's dead. He's gone. He's respawning. Bye.
Like, I would choose somebody that I know over some random stranger. And in this case, it's like, I don't know this guy. 20% of their profits in return for safe passage. Why? I could take their shit and make 100% of the profit, and they just don't come back. And if, you know, they don't come back to pirate, that's okay. I'll go to Stanton and I'll go do piracy in there, and I'll get the shit myself, and then I'll bring it back to sell.
Oh, Dirty's here. Hey, Dirty. By the way, just between you and me, fucking love the new logo, man. New logo is great. New logo looks a lot less than it was taken off like the first page of Google Images. I like it. It's really good.
It's a good looking logo, man. Really digging it. Like, my idea behind fucking sticking around Stanton is that, you know, like, people keep talking about high risk, high reward. You know, for miners and haulers and all that, pyros are high risk and high reward, and that's where because that's where all the pirates will be, and it's like, that's where most of them will be. The ones who, you know, like, are learning their craft, because it's, you know, fucking more forgiving in the sense that they don't have to worry about getting sent to prison. You know, they don't have to worry too much about the law system, you know, having a reputation with security who are just going to shoot on sight if you have the wrong reputation with them. Stanton, on the other hand, is the inverse for, you know, bloody the cargo haulers and miners. Low risk, low reward. But for pirates, it's high risk, high reward, because we got security there. Nobody's, you know, for us. We've got one place that we can go to. And all the shit that's in Stanton, you're probably not going to be able to get in Pyro. So that's the reward. So when people keep sitting there and they keep saying, you know, like, Pyro's for the pirates, to a certain point they're right. But the ones that are operating in Stanton as the game gets fleshed out more...
You know what I say to that? Where are you? Wherever you are, that's where the pirates are. Because wherever you are, that's where the money is. Right, agents?
What's up? The money? I'll go wherever the money is.
Listen, I don't care, dude.
I just saw something in chat that I was reading. Alright, go get your drink. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat. The arrogance is a little bit much at times. Because we express our opinions? You don't like the way that... I'm just catching up on chat. We're being told that we're arrogant, Dobbs.
Arrogant? Damn it, bro. That's unbelievable.
Oh,
I never in my life would have ever considered that. I almost ruined my comb here. I'm holding a comb in my hand because it's like, you know, gotta look good for the stream, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for when he does his face reveal.
Yeah, no.
No, apparently we're assholes. And
no, it's just me.
Arrogant.
It's just me that's the asshole and arrogant. Agents is fine.
I have to step up my game then.
Yeah, you gotta fucking
like,
you gotta pump those numbers. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
People will interpret confidence as arrogance because they're ignorant to what is actually going on. I've been doing piracy for fucking years in this game. I already know the behaviors of players. Like this whole notion that players are going to pay pirates for security and fucking pirates, not going to happen. It's not going to fucking happen. They're going to show up and they're going to get pirated.
Be like,
unless
excuse me, sir. They're going to get up on the horn like, excuse me, sir. Would you be willing to take 30% of my profit and fucking hold my hand and walk me back to fucking Port Tressler? God, dude, that's so goofy. It's so bizarre.
As I said, like, you know, confidence comes across as arrogance when you're ignorant to the situation. Like, I'm confident that's what's going to happen. And people misinterpret that. And that's on them. Like, I can tell you now, a lot of people don't have the experiences that we have in this game. That's the fact.
Like I'm telling you, 318 is going to be, it's going to be the start of one big wake-up call and reality check for a lot of people when it comes to how piracy gameplay is going to be like, you know. Because everyone's going to be like, because let me tell you, Mongrel Squad and a lot of other piracy groups are just going to be fucking killing people, blowing shit up, boarding people, taking everything without a single fucking regard for how anybody else feels.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I can't wait. Like after it's gone on for a few months, I can't wait to just go through Spectrum and just watch the fucking fire. Like, oh my god, why is pirates doing like this? It's not piracy, it's griefing. Oh my god.
Why are you not,
Agents? I can't.
Why are you not pirating the way that we want you to pirate us? Why aren't you doing it our way? Why aren't you pirating me the way that I want to be pirated? That's what they're gonna fucking say. They're already doing it now.
Already, Agents. Come on now. Like, dude, we've already been doing like
what
like
we've
very,
been doing
like
is fun. It is fun as fuck when you're doing it. That's the main reason why anybody plays a video game. They enjoy it, and we enjoy doing piracy. Well.
We've already been doing like very casual piracy ops in the PTU, right? When we're not testing things, and let me tell you, we've not opened comms with a single fucking person, not once. We've just been bricking ships and boarding them and taking every fucking thing. It's felt so nice. It's felt so good to not rely on fucking comms and talking to these motherfuckers. I just get to show up, blow shit up, shoot people in the face, and take everything. Oh, it's so good. Agents, I see the look on your face. Don't you agree with me? Ain't it fun?
It just reminds me, last night we were actually doing some testing, and was it Darth had he snatched a ship that had shown up at the orphanage. We transferred the cargo across from my M2. We're going back to the orphanage to sell, and then the same guy showed back up in another ship.
Ace,
thank you very much
for the
super chat. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. But yeah, like, I remember bloody just keeping, like, I didn't even bother opening F12. I didn't press F12 at all. Didn't open chat. Didn't look at, you know, didn't look at chat the whole time, and that's probably how it's going to go for bloody 318 going in live. Actually, no. I will open chat to look for intel.
Agens, Nolat posted in your chat an MOTD 13 minutes ago that says Tuesday, quote, we are not going to have time. We are not going to have a full PTU build published today, but we're looking to put out a stability hotfix later this afternoon. You heard it here first, guys. How does that make you feel?
Stability hotfix. Scared. It's scary, really.
They're back, everybody. They're back.
But yeah, like, part of this is like a no shit moment, like in terms of, you know, like the Stanton and Pyro trade route is going to be extremely profitable. And when you think about it, it's because of the scarcity of certain goods in Pyro, and technically, like, even going from Pyro to Stanton, like the drug trade, and, you know, certain components that'll probably be illegal, and maybe even weapons that will be illegal in Stanton, will, you know, the trade will flow the other way too. But then you've also got all the raw resources that, even though Pyro is supposed to be stripped of, that's at like the industrial scale that exists within Star Citizen, which is a, you know, something that you can't really fathom right now based on what we got in the game. Like, the resources that you could get in Pyro and bring back to Stanton to turn into manufactured goods, that's where the profit goes, really, from Pyro to Stanton. But the whole idea that you're just going to be able to show up as a fucking cargo hauler in Pyro and just go, yeah, I'm fucking here to do some trade, guys. And then the first lot of pirates you come across, you're like, hey, I like you to fucking cut of your jib. Fucking, I'll cut you in on my profits if you guys escort me. I'd fucking laugh at somebody who said that to me. I'd be like, what? Where the fuck, like, where is your security? Like, do you have any security here, or did you really expect to just, you know, show up and ask the first lot of fucking pirates that you saw?
You know what, you really have to respect the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I wouldn't be laughing. Were it me, I would just be like, you know what, dude, I respect it.
No, I'd be like, I'd laugh. I'd be like, this is fucking hilarious. You know, like, I hope you're paying attention because you're about to learn a lesson.
Whether he knows it or not, I respect the confidence. Or ignorance. Or arrogance. Who knows?
You know, yeah, it's pretty arrogant to think that you could go into pirate space and expect to fucking be able to just contract the first pirates to fucking escort.
So arrogant.
But it may happen.
Damn it.
It may happen. Like, you may end up, you know, that small pirate clan will go, oh, wow, you know, we could make 20% profit off of this. And then, you know, they fucking start escorting you and you get close to the station. Then the bigger fucking fish shows up and smashes the small pirate clan and you. And you ended up in a worse spot anyway. Like, if you're going to be trading in criminal space, you're going to need criminal friends. It's as simple as that. If you don't have the right friends, you're going to get shat on. So, you know, like, there's a bit of truth to what they're saying, but, you know, it's quite short-sighted, and from the perspective of somebody who is, you know, expecting to be lawful and be treated, you know, like a lawful player. Which they will, it's just not the way that they want. Alright. I think we've bashed on this one enough. I was looking at the top comments and it was just pretty much fucking Spectrum PvP.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here, Agents. Get me out of here. Whew. Oh, we made it. Oh my god, we made it.
Of course, Mike. Yes. People are going to be complaining about the game all the time. We complain about the game. fucking other people complain about the game. People complain about the way that we play the game, and we'll complain about the way that they play the game. Thing is
it's
that
a cycle of complaint. No
you know,
one, there will never be a time in this game's development or any game's development where somebody somewhere is not complaining.
The thing about this is that people want this. Like, you don't really get this much, like, this sort of stuff coming from the piracy side of things. Normally it's a bunch of Care Bears complaining about fucking griefers.
Space Dude, thank you for your 10.
The griefers complaining about the Care Bears. Space Dude, thank you very much for the 10 euros. I did fucking think about the word for a minute. Impossible to get through these posts without us. Oh man. So chat continues to be gay for Agents Lady. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
You got a problem with that,
nothing wrong
Mr.
with
McQuaid?
that at all. I have no problem with that at all. It's not reciprocated.
Better not have a problem with that. That's not very current year of you, sir.
Alright, let's get ready to move on to the next one. To be honest, I think a lot of these posts will start dying off when there's more to actually do in the game. Like 318 has a lot of potential in it.
You mean when there's more things to complain about?
No, when they're too busy playing the game to complain about stuff in Spectrum.
Oh my god. Unbelievable.
Unless quantum travel times, you know, increase, and then they'll just be in Spectrum during quantum travel trips. And then miss the whole fucking getting snared and bloody pirated while they're making the Spectrum complaint. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next post.
Yeah, look at this, right? Look at this one, dude. I'm pretty sure this was the top voted one in the poll, right?
No, it was equal first.
It was equal.
Yeah, it was equal. It was equal first. I just chose the other one because it actually segues better into this one.
Segue.
That's right, segue. Toe Cutter, hello, I love your name. Do Spectrum players also play Star Citizen? No, they play Spectrum. Alright, so the next thread that we're going to be reacting to, well, the next Spectrum post that we're reacting to is this one here. It's a nice short one, actually.
Let's expand his header image really quick. It's like a double whammy here, right? He says the fantasy versus the reality. Now, I want to say something, right? Both of these are the reality, right? I have seen both of these, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to sniff out that from a pirate's perspective, one is significantly easier to deal with than the other. But the majority of times, the one on the left is a lot more common than the one on the right. And there's literally nothing. Even groups, right? Groups. Well, like we've pirated many orgs, many, you know, fucking large conglomerates of people, industrialists. And I have seen like escorts for like large freighters or ships that have like valuables on board, and the escorts are flying around in fucking nomads, MSRs, fucking it's so bizarre. Hornets,
are always a funny one.
It's so funny. So it's like the reality is it's like a happy medium between these two things.
Like, let's get to reading the post, because like I did skim over this one quickly, so I kind of understand what the OP is getting at here. This one's pretty short, so I'll just read it out. Escorts are a fantasy. You won't pay for them, and you won't use them.
You won't use them, guys.
Well, if you don't pay for them, they won't fucking work for you anyway. I made this post a long time ago, but now that it's more relevant, I'd like to revive the conversation. The only people who will ever waste their time escorting your ships are augmates. The truth is, the best way to avoid pirates is by scouting. People need to stop telling people to hire an escort. The only thing that you need to hire is a scout. Any cargo hauler caught in PvP is already dead. It doesn't matter how many escorts you have. Ships don't have the survivability or the defenses to stay functional during an engagement. Once you are in an engagement, you have already lost.
What?
EVE Online players have known this for decades, and any veterans of that game certainly won't waste our times escorting high-value cargo across space. We'll use scouts. Hell, most of the time, the scouts we are using are just alternate accounts that we use to check the route before every single leg of the journey. The escort narrative is stupid. Stop using it. It won't happen.
There's so many things wrong with that statement. Good God almighty.
So,
he's talking about scouting and escorting like they're both mutually exclusive, which I think is odd.
That's right. Here's the thing.
Like one
scouting,
like one can't do the other. Like, are you stupid? Like, really, it's so weird.
That's the thing. Like, that's the crux of this, is that they have separated escorting and scouting. And they mentioned, like, you don't do this in EVE Online. That's great. You fucking point and click to move your ship in EVE Online as well. You don't do that in Star Citizen. You have to control it. You have to use your mouse and keyboard in conjunction together to be able to make your ship move. And yeah, sure, you could do hands-off ship by bloody setting your cruise control and all that. Fly in a straight line really fast, but if you want to make a change, you've got to do more than just click in another part of space and select move there.
And also the whole thing is like, once you're in an engagement, you've already lost. Can you explain that one to me, Agens?
Well,
does this guy think it's impossible to fucking win anything?
No.
If he gets shot at?
It's based on this mentality, though. Like, that if you've got escorts there and you're getting shot at, then you're already losing because you've essentially been ambushed. Like, scouting is used essentially as an Irish mine detector. Like, you're putting your foot out there,
yeah,
but you're looking for the mines.
You send an escort through a quantum travel line to trip a snare, for example. And if an escort trips the snare, okay, you divert and take another route. That is like one of the fucking easiest way to avoid even the most basic piracy group in composition.
Yeah, but what old mate is talking about here, when like if you're getting shot at, you've already lost the fight. In 3.18, it's actually a lot closer to the truth than not, because of the ballistic changes. Like, a lot of pirates will be using ballistic weapons just so that they can soft death a ship before self-destruct actually happens. But here's the thing, is that pirates are going to be attacking you at where they believe that they can hit you where you're at your most vulnerable. And if your scout is already proving the route that you're going to take, and you take off from the outpost, and the pirates pounce on you at the outpost because it's, easier to hit you there than it is in the middle of fucking, space, because they don't actually know which direction you're going to go. That scout is useless because you're getting attacked. This is where escorts actually matter. Your escorts are there to strengthen your vulnerability. They're there to not strengthen, reduce your vulnerability. They're there when you're at your most vulnerable to protect you until you're able to put yourself into a stronger position. When you're in quantum travel, you're in a stronger position.
No, I want to send all of my ships out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere to find pirates where they're definitely not going to be, just so I can jump straight to my selling location to get pulled out by a group of pirates, and all my fucking escorts and security are millions of kilometers away because I told them to scout for me.
Like, they're not wrong with saying that your escorts, like, you should have people, you know, like, pinging out, like, you know, looking for potential threats. But that's what your escorts should be doing too. Like, your escorts, if your escorts are just sitting there and then, you know, pirates show up and then they're like, oh, now we're going to go fight.
Also, let me tell you something too. I remember...
You've done it wrong.
I remember we were up against a group of people. I forget what group or org it was at this point, but it was a group. It was I think it was two large freighters that were multi-crew and were rock mining on Aberdeen, right? It's a big fucking prize. And we sent our EMPs down to keep the rest of the composition updated on, because what they were doing is that they were dropping their rocks off on the ground and then picking them up once they were finished mining and collecting them from their cluster of rocks. And they also had an inner cordon of security and they had an outer cordon of security that were pretty much just flying around and orbiting their mining site, pinging around. And whenever we got within, like, I don't know, 15 to 20 kilometers to the targets, the fucking escorts would converge and they would basically push our scout off of the site. Wouldn't fire or anything, but they'd fucking get close and they'd pretty much just hound them until they left. Like, that was extremely, extremely tough for us to crack. We ended up finding a way to do it, but it was after a lot of trial and error, a lot of thought and problem solving, and we found a hole in it, pretty much. But think about that, though. Like, the amount of time it took us to find a way to work around that, if they didn't have that, we would have fucking just went in and smashed them the moment we saw them. You know what I mean? So it's like the whole, if you know what you're doing and you have the resources and you have the people to do it, man, it's a force to be reckoned with, man. It really is. We have been giving you the way to do it, the way to beat us for fucking years, and nobody wants to fucking do it because all they're concerned about is fucking money.
You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen in 3.18 now that we can take your cargo? We're gonna be showing you how we fucking do it. Again, we're going to be showing you how we bloody move cargo so that pirates don't take it from you.
Here's the thing. We're playing the game 6 months ahead of everybody else. We're going to be showing people how to load and unload cargo before the official gameplay of loading and unloading cargo comes in. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
But even, like, you know, moving that cargo from where we've acquired it to where we're going to sell it. We'll be showing that entire process as well, because that's what we'll have to do. And you know what we're going to fucking have to do with our cargo hauler? We're going to have to protect the thing, because we're not the only fucking pirates in this game. And it's free fucking, you know, it's a free-for-all. It's... You know, like, yes, we know other pirate organizations. We talk with them. If they see us in game, we know it's going to be on. Because it's a fucking game. And they're all there to have fun. Dude. And if they come across us, we should be expecting to get pirated by them.
Yeah, so the moment, like, for instance, like, the moment that the ship gets bricked and we put the ship in soft death, then it's fucking on. Because, like, you're sitting there and you have to get that cargo off that ship onto your own, and then you have to move and sell it. Throughout that time, there is a very large window for anyone to come in, cause trouble, and take that away from you. Okay? We're going to be using escorts. We're going to be using scouts for that. And yes, there is a financial incentive for us to do that. Like, so the notion that industrialists can't do this too is fucking stupid.
Yeah. There was a point that was brought up with regards to the math behind the financials of hiring escorts. That's only if you're trying to be a solo cargo hauler. Diversify the risk by having investors in the cargo. So get your org mates or whoever's the escorts to also buy in for the cargo.
Also, Agens, I saw a
lesser profit, but you've at least got escorts there and they're getting paid.
Agens, I saw a question in chat from Exploitation. He says, quote, "Is the Mongrel Squad gilded server for org members only, or does it have areas and channels for non-org members as well?"
Technically, yes, but you need to have a reason for being on the server that we consider worthwhile, though we are looking at addressing that in the very near future. So,
sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe for further updates on that topic.
Yeah. You should be subscribed to the channel just so that you are made aware of it, because we will be making an announcement about that. But I'd rather tell my org about it first before I start telling everyone else. So that's as much as you all get it. That's as much as you all get right now.
Oh, baby, yeah, you guys are gonna fucking love it. Maybe, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, like, EVE Online has some good examples of gameplay. Security is not one of them. Like, Star Citizen's methods of movement differ vastly from EVE Online. Like on EVE Online, you can multi-box. You can control multiple accounts at once with a single user. Good luck doing that with Star Citizen.
Agens, let me ask you something. What is the difference between our piracy composition escorting a prize to go sell and everyone getting paid afterwards? What's the difference between that and a group of industrialists escorting their haul? I guess one thing is because their profit margins are lower because there's already an investment, whereas there's no investment for us, right?
So yeah, we invest in the ships that we have to use to get to that point to be able to pirate them. And the only reason why people complain about what we do as being, not as, not having as much risk is because the insurance system for reclaiming ships is the same across the board. Chris Roberts has already said that insurance for criminals is supposed to be, a lot more expensive. We also don't have cargo insurance, which they've said that is going to be a thing. There's stuff that's still missing from this game. Like, the haulers, though, they're paying for the cargo. Like, they're trying to increase the amount of credits that they're making by paying for that cargo, moving it to sell where they can for profit. Pirates are trying to take that from them at the risk of ending up with crime stats and being taken out of their game loop.
Also, Mr. Krasnowski says escorts, or he says generally that escorts don't get any fun out of their gameplay because they're essentially playing a security guard. And yeah, I would argue that that's kind of the point. The job of an escort is not to pick fights; it's trying to deter them.
Yeah, like if you do your job right as security, nothing happens. That's what you're there for. Like, you're there to present a hard target. Pirates, like, the difference between two fucking Hercules bloody carrying Laranite. One's got escorts, the other one doesn't. The pirates are going to gravitate towards the ones that doesn't, because easier target. guaranteed profit versus the guy that's got the escorts. Sure, those escorts don't get their fucking combat.
Not even escorts, dude. Fucking turret gunners. Bro. If you have turret gunners, especially when we're post-master modes, those fucking things will chew up any ship that gets close to it, man. Not to mention, if it gets to the point where the ship gets bricked and it's time to board, you have 2 other people, at the very least, to help you fucking defend your ship. The more obstacles that you can employ to make it harder for, you know, the pirates to capture your shit and kill you, fucking yeah, and it makes for fun gameplay all around, man. Fucking give us turret gunners. I want a challenge of fucking fighting against turret gunners and multiple people, because that's what we train for. We train for that in Mongrel Squad. Like when we're doing boarding training, we're fucking doing nightmare scenarios where the fucking ship has turret gunners, fucking everyone on the ship has GP-33s and shit. Like, we don't fucking pull any punches when we're training, because we know at some point, eventually, a group of players are going to be smart enough to do that.
So, I'm just going to reiterate on this point. Being an escort, you shouldn't be getting paid as much as what you get paid as a bounty hunter. You know, people may sit there and go, oh, but being an escort where nothing happens isn't fun. It's like, yes, believe it or not, people play the game and they like to fly from one place to another and not do much, and not have much happen. Cargo haulers are a really good example of this. They buy boxes at one place, they fly to another, and then they turn those boxes into numbers that go bigger in their wallet. Now, your escorts don't have to be hardcore PvPers, because the first line of defense when it comes to security is just looking difficult to pirate. You need to look like a hard target. If you look like a tough nut to crack, pirates are going to think twice. And I know this because this is what militaries do in real life. I know this because this is what I did in Iraq. To keep sitting there and saying that escorts, you know, like nothing happening when you're doing security as an escort, and that it's a bad game design, it's not a gameplay issue. Because your cargo hauler that you're protecting doesn't want to fucking get attacked. If they're getting attacked, then you're not doing your job. Or the force that is attacking you believes that you're not a hard enough target and that they can take you. The use of escorts is a form of insurance that you don't lose whatever you want protected. Now, the players who are acting as escorts, they're not getting, you know, like intense combat, PvP, you know, guns flying, fucking shooting and bloody explosions going off everywhere. And that's because it's not supposed to be happening. It shouldn't be happening at all if you're being an escort. If you're doing that, then fucking things are going really bad for you. And if you're going into doing the escort role and you're expecting a fight and you're expecting to, you know, like combat explosions and all that, you don't know what you're bloody trying to do there. You don't understand security gameplay. So this whole notion that, you know, being an escort needs to be exciting is dumb. That's not what security is. Security is not about being exciting and flashy. It's about protecting the person that you're designated to protect.
But it also needs to happen too.
And when it's boring, you're doing your job right.
Well, here's the thing. Like, people, I'm pretty sure everyone would agree with that, right? And that's a reason why people are saying, well, escorting is not viable, because it's just boring. No one's going to want to do it. It's like, well, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to fucking do it. Otherwise, you're going to have to accept the fact that if you're going in alone without any turret gunners, without any escorts, you're going to get fucking pirated by people like us. You're going to get boarded, you're going to get killed, and everything's going to get taken. And you're going to fucking... And that's it. And that's it.
We're given solutions. The solutions have been given out multiple times and people still keep ignoring it. Like, diversify the risk. Get your escorts to fucking buy in on the cargo. There's no reason why you, as a solo fucking cargo hauler, should be buying all the cargo and then expect to pay for somebody to be escorting you as well.
And don't get me wrong, like, I want the state of trade to be fucking booming right now. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, the fucking state of trade is fine enough to fucking, to make escorts viable. Like, the financial incentive, it's pretty shitty right now. And I'm advocating as much as anybody else for the fucking trade economy to be better, so everyone is making more money, right? I don't think that's a controversial statement, agents. But, you know, like, it still needs to happen, man.
Yeah, like, you can sit there and keep saying that because it's a video game. Like, this is fucking, you know, like, people keep saying, oh, it's a video game, it's supposed to be fun. Star Citizen is also a simulation, and a simulation takes the parameters and just lets the engine run, and whatever happens, happens. Security is something that you need, okay? It doesn't matter if it's fun or not. It's a need, especially when there's danger around in the form of pirates. So people can keep complaining all they want that, oh, it's boring. It's fucking boring. I'm bored. No shit. You're doing your job. It's going to be boring if you're doing it right.
Yeah, it's also about setting yourself up for success, right? Because here's the thing, the entire point of doing this is to complete the gameplay loop and make money, right? If you get fucking pirated, and trust me, with server meshing, with PES, as the shards keep decreasing in number,
Dobbs, I'm just going to stop you there. I'm just going to stop you there. Sean, it doesn't matter if they want to be an escort or not. It's a need. You're going to need them. So somebody's going to have to fucking do it. That's reality. Or else they're going to keep getting pirated over and over again. That's reality.
Like
it
that's what I was saying.
Like, does not matter why people playing a game don't want to do it. It needs to happen. It's a need. And when there's needs, there's business opportunity. So there will be people that will want to do it because it's a business opportunity.
And same thing too. It's like what I was saying before I was fucking interrupted, agents. Christ Almighty, is that you're trying to set yourself up for success, and with server meshing and as shards get more and more limited, the frequency of piracy attacks are going to increase. And if you just keep getting pirated and blown up and killed over and over again, that's going to be worse. That's going to be a lot worse for you than if you hire escorts and you take a chunk out of your profit, but you complete it. You know what I mean? Like, what would be better? Honestly, what would be better for you? Do you want to just get fucking shot and blown up and you just keep losing money every time? You lose everything? Or you fucking bite the bullet and pay some people to escort you and make yourself a harder target for pirates, and you actually get to complete your loop. Because the fucking main reason why you're doing trade is to complete your fucking loop.
There isn't a need right now. Thank you for the sub there, Andreas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nolet makes a good point. Like, dude, let me tell you about the woes of the boarding team. Right? You think escorting is fucking boring, dude? Let me tell you about our boarding teams. Okay, me being a really good FPS player and one that's pretty much always defaulted to the boarding team on piracy ops. Right? I sit in the back of a fucking Cutlass Blue 4 hours. I am sitting there doing fucking nothing. I'm on my phone. I'm tabbed out in YouTube. I'm I'm emote spamming. I'm doing whatever the fuck I can just to keep my attention for the 15 minutes that I have of the fun gameplay of boarding and everything. So don't fucking sit there and tell me that you don't want to do it because it's fucking boring when I do it almost every fucking night when I'm on this game for fucking hours, okay? And like the level of excitement that I get from boarding is the same amount of excitement one can get from getting in a fight as a fucking escort. All right, I'm done. I need to fucking go ahead, agents. You take over.
Wait, I'm just gonna fucking end the conversation on this. The economy doesn't fucking matter. It never will. Like, people keep talking about, oh, you know, the economy this, the economy that. It just gives purpose for moving boxes from one place to another, because that is literally the trade gameplay. Move boxes from A to B. It's just the profit margin that varies. So to keep sitting there and to keep blaming, oh, we don't have an economy, is a load of shit. What people really are looking for is the opportunity for engaging gameplay experiences. And the reality is that a lot of people are still under this false notion that their gameplay experience needs to be fun and exciting all the time. As Dobbs pointed out, for our boarding team, they will sit in the back of a fucking ship for hours on end waiting for an opportunity for like 5 to 10 minutes of gameplay, and it'll be one guy on the other ship. And we'll send 4 in. All for that opportunity to kick a fucking bulkhead in to shoot that person in the face.
Yeah.
So that we can take over that ship.
That's why I'm so antsy when I get on a fucking ship, because I've been waiting in that ship for fucking hours and I just want to shoot some shit. I don't want to fucking... The fact of the matter is... The fact of the matter is that players need to learn that in this game, you're going to have to suck eggs to fucking get the good shit. Oh yeah, in a game like Star Citizen, man, like, you need to realize, like, there is a massive time incentive to do almost fucking anything in this game. So it's like, if you want like constant dopamine hits, like fucking right here, man, go play another arcade game, man, or go in a fucking Arena Commander, or go play fucking Star Marine.
So when escorts, you know, when people sit there and go, oh, escorts is boring, fucking shut up. Go sit in the back of a ship as a fucking Marine. Because you get to do even less. As an escort, you can at least fly around. You can fucking ping and look at fucking, you know, little clouds of boxes around. And you can bloody change the scenery. In the fucking boarding ship, you're in the back.
Oh my god.
And you don't want to move because you might fucking fall out.
We've literally created bots in our Guilded server to fucking keep the boarding team from shooting at each other, falling out the ship, blowing up the ship. Like, we have a liar's dice bot. We have an HR bot that we get to talk to. We have an AI bot generator that we get to fucking create stupid, silly images with while the fucking scouts are doing all the important shit. Like, this is the kind of shit that we have to do to keep ourselves entertained while we're fucking waiting to board a ship.
Yeah, Crit's got it right there. Like, they need to be invested in what's actually happening. Because if they're not invested, of course they're not going to fucking care. We've already given the solution. 318's the fucking reckoning. They're going to learn. That's the reality. Like, they fucking keep sitting there, and they keep ignoring the messages that we put out. They're going to learn. Or they'll fucking give up. At which point, somebody else will fucking come. Because there's millions of accounts. That's reality. There's millions of these accounts around. So this whole escort narrative idea being stupid, fucking, you're gonna learn real quick that you're gonna need these. Security gameplay is gonna fucking start booming in 318. And it's gonna be because all the pirate orgs are gonna fucking just go ham because they can. And it's either orgs fucking that say that they're security rise up and start fucking getting to work, or the cargo haulers start fucking doing smarter things and trying to work together. We've been given the answers on how to fucking beat us, and people keep ignoring it. They're gonna learn. Anyway, I think that's enough on this one. Like, fucking, it's a short post, but we can keep arguing about how people, you know, there's no incentive to do escorts. There is if you fucking are invested in what's going on. And if people keep complaining about being escorts being boring, fucking, you're doing it wrong. That's reality. And I know that because we as pirates will be fucking escorting our shit that we steal from other people, because we know pirates are going to try and steal from us too.
Fucking watching you motherfuckers out there.
Alright. Conversation got a bit spicy there. It was good though. It's okay. It's okay.
Woke me up for sure.
We're allowed to have slight disagreements on principles. Alright, so the last one. Actually, second last. Last? No. Actually, the next two I would say is joint. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Why did I agree to this one?
No, we'll just pick and choose certain things. And I read the whole thing.
Fucking, I can't remember bloody this post. What actually stood out to me in it. Like, I don't remember what stood out to me in it, so I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll, like...
Oh, you'll find it.
We'll see.
Tell you what, I'll fucking read it out to you. How's that? You can stop me whenever you want.
Anyway. We're moving on to the next bit of content. The letter from the chairman.
By the way, look at this fucking header, right? Scroll up, look at the header, right? It's a Corsair. It's B-roll of a Corsair flying over Pyro, right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. Here's Pyro, right? Corsair has been labeled as the new Drake piracy ship, and Chris Roberts used this B-roll as a fucking header for his letter from the chairman. Chris Roberts is a pirate, confirmed. What do you think about that, Agents?
I'm pretty sure it was confirmed when he said he wanted to be a pirate.
Yeah, fine.
Alright. So, letter from the chairman. What is it? You can skip anything that is not gameplay related or things coming next year. Fucking, well then it's pretty much skip the entire letter, isn't it? Alright, so
well, how about this? How about we control F and we search for certain search for certain keywords.
Like what? Like,
listen, I'm trying to make this look, we can cut to the chase, or we can at least make this entertaining.
Well, I don't remember reading anything in this that was stood out that much that's worth bloody talking about. Clearly people wanted us to react to it, so like I'm gonna read through parts of this. There actually is one thing that I remember that I thought was interesting. I just thought of it then. But I can't remember what fucking part it's in, because I don't bloody pine over this fucking letter from the chairman stuff.
Control F keyword.
Don't know the keyword. It would be server, which would fucking show up 10 times.
Well, at least this, you could start there.
See, fucking talking about shit that happened this year. 33 times servers in this. 33 times.
And Chris Roberts really loves his server meshing, guys. Thoughts on that? By the way, if you click on his link for the previous letter from the chairman in May, it doesn't exist. Like, he linked it, right?
Did he? I'm not going to check. Like, we're talking about server meshing here. There was a part... It's not about server meshing. It's essentially the part where he talks about the interim... Like, before we get server meshing, they're essentially going to let us be able to pick and choose the servers that we join on.
Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, that's in the second paragraph here. Then we will continue to harden PES, improving aspects and adding some additional quality of life features, including the ability to choose which PES shard you would like to join. The current game server /PES shard matchmaking tries to match you to the last PES shard you were in when you log back in or recover from a crash. But if that shard is full, it places you in a different one. But in the short term, before server meshing makes this not so necessary, we also want to give players the choice to wait in queue for their preferred shard if it is full. So that means server browser.
Which paragraph is it?
So if you look at looking forward the Road to Alpha 4.0, at the very top, he goes, this coming year is going to be a huge one for Star Citizen, possibly the biggest one to date. The first order of business is to continue to stabilize 3.18 so we can release to the live servers in January, once the team is back from their well-earned holiday break.
Alright, here, it's highlighted. Separate the replication layer. Anyway, the point that I found interesting about this was that we're going to be able to select servers that we could actually join on, which means, like, to a certain degree, it's going to be really important for spies if they want to do targeted attacks against people. Spies are going to be trying to find out what server certain groups are on.
That's going to be great, man. Oh, it's going to be great. Love that.
So it's like, for us, if we're being contracted to target a certain person, all we need to do is find out what server they're on, and then we can find them from there. As opposed to just randomly hopping servers hoping that we'll get on there, or trying to get onto the friends list of the person that we're trying to target, and then getting onto the server when we see them playing.
Agens refame needs meshing. What are your thoughts on that?
Needs meshing with what? Like fishnet meshing or?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying it.
meshing?
Chicken meshing?
Like,
What the fuck is that?
I know why Refame wants it, because then everybody gets funneled into prison. Like, Dobbs, was there anything that you wanted to talk about in this? Because it's a fucking long post, and unless we're reading all the way through it and commenting on it, I'm not that interested in going over it.
Well, we also have the financials report that he linked somewhere.
This one? Fucking bright white fucking screen? Jesus.
Oh, come on now. You can take a look at these graphs, Agens.
I haven't actually looked at this. Can I zoom in on them? Yay. Fucking
Control scroll wheel.
yeah, and they're pixelated as fuck. So what's
Total sales, pledges, and income.
subscriptions? USD in thousands. So other income, what was it? 2021, 2020. Okay, so these are all the previous years. They got nearly $5 million in fucking subscription. Subscriptions alone, $5 million.
$5 million.
And then you got other income, incentives, partnerships, and other. They fucking got nearly double that and just in other income. And then 86 million from fucking pledges. Sales and pledges.
I can't zoom into this because it's the fucking bit rate on these images is fucking awful.
Yeah.
2021 was another record year for income, with sales up 12% to $86 million. As a result, oh no, they fucking he's written it out below it. Yeah, so we don't need to actually look at the graphic. He's written it out below it.
As a result of the record number of new players joining the game and existing and lapsed players returning to the game due to strong content delivery throughout the year. Oh, this is 2021, alright. I thought that he was talking about 2022. I'm like, fucking what? We experienced a commensurate rise in purchases of starter packs that granted early access, blah, blah, blah. As well as purchases of ships and digital items for immediate use in the persistent universe. Subscriptions were up 6% to 5 million. It went up 6% to 5 million. Other income increased, in part driven by the associated local incentive programs resulting from the growth of development staff in the UK. So they would be taking advantage of like grants and shit.
They also talk about their staff down here as well. Investments.
Trading costs. So for 2021 this year, in thousands of dollars, so that's 51 million. Salaries and related on costs excluding community events and marketing. So rest of the world, UK and Germany, which was 33 million, US was 17, nearly 34 for rest of the world. Other game dev costs, which are the overheads, 11 million in total. Contracted game dev costs, so this would have been the external studios, right?
Yeah, like Fire Sprite.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
God.
What was it? The subscription money from last year would have gone to fucking that Constellation stage for fucking video content.
Oh yeah, don't you have a gripe? Don't you have a massive gripe about that?
They could just be putting out more content as opposed to fucking making a stupid set like that. Like, hire more people and fucking start getting content actually getting pushed out. Get somebody playing Star Citizen from the fucking community team on stream. Not hard.
Oh god, and then they'll really have to crack down on stream sniping.
They could just spin up their own environment and just show, like, you know, this is the intent of Star Citizen. This is what it would be like if, you know, we actually had the servers running when the frame rate isn't fucking ass.
What's up with the server frame rate?
Yeah, the server frame rate is the problem. Alright. Publishing operations, community events, and marketing. They spent 25 million on it? What?
Whew. I mean, to be fair, like look at their marketing trailers for everything, man. It's fucking top-notch stuff.
Nearly 18 million last year that they spent on their fucking... just in the US alone. And nearly 7.5 million in fucking UK and Germany. Publishing operations, community events, and marketing. What?
You know what? The fucking United States is the media. It's pretty much the media capital of the world. No wonder
why
all the fucking marketing money.
We had a Citizen Con but we had a Citizen Con in 2021, didn't we? Or did they skip it then?
Yeah, in 2021, yeah.
It was a digital one.
I'm pretty sure it
wasn't
was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one was filmed in the Austin studio, right?
Can't remember. That may have been why. General and admin, not in cost lines above, 1.5 million. Subtotal trading costs, 98.5 million. And then capex and investments, whatever the fuck that is, nearly 2 million. Total cost, capex and investments, 100,500,000 roughly. Oh, okay, yeah. It says down here, purchases of computer hardware, capitalized software, fixtures and fittings, including office build-out costs, which are amortized according to tax rules. So, shit that they bought for their offices, which is, bloody for 2022's financials, I imagine are going to be fucking huge again.
Oh, God, yeah.
Right, so let's just scroll back up here. So they made 100,800,000 roughly. 100,800,000, and their costs were 100,500,000.
It's just shocking to me how the fucking profit margins just keep going up, dude. It's ridiculous.
Well, how much they spent versus how much they made, there's only a $300,000 difference, according to this, if I'm reading it right. Like, for 2020, what was that? That's 88 million. And their expenses, like, they barely, like, they broke even. They barely made a profit last 2021. 2020 though, it was an $8 million profit because you got 80 million. Thank you very much for the super chat there, Jacob.
Oh yeah, if you look at the fucking if you look at the fucking the subtotal of money, yeah, you're right. It's like $300,000 profit.
Whereas for 2020, they made 8 million in profit. So it was 88 that they brought in and spent 80. And then, what was it? 2019 is 70 million spent. Ooh. And they brought 60 million in 2019.
Yeah, what do they make?
So they would have been, what? They were in the red then. For 2019? Yeah, they spent more than they made.
So they made $60 million. Oh my God, yeah, how much did they lose? 10 million? Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
They lost $10 million in fucking 2019. Holy shit, man.
And then, what was it? 2018 was near 49 million made. And they spent 56 in 2018.
Yeah, the $100 million that they made, all of it was put back into the fucking game and its marketing and investments and shit like that. All of it.
There's a link for those who are interested in it.
That is actually ridiculous.
They actually make a profit. 2017 was 44. 2016 was 45. 45 for 2015. All right. 2015 was 45, which is this one here. So, yeah, they made a 5 million profit in 2015. 2016, they barely broke even. I know, 2016, they made a profit of roughly, it's like 800,000? No, 200,000 or less than.
Jesus. Yeah, it's barely breaking even, man. Fuck, dude.
2017, 43, roughly 44 million made, spent 48 million. 4 million in the red for 2017. Was it like 6 million in the red for 2018? No, 2 million in the red for 2018. No, fucking, I don't like it. I need these to be side by side. So it's 2018, 56 mil. Spent. 2018, 48 made. Or 49 made. So it was like 7 million in the red. So they didn't actually get back into the green until 2020, which is ironic considering everybody was in lockdown. So they made 8 million in the green in 2020, and then 2021 200k in the green. Greedy, I'm now just going to leave it as is, and I'm going to keep scrolling up and down just because I know it drives you crazy.
I know how to. So if you want to know how to look at it like side by side, you pretty much want to open two windows, right? So you basically drag the tab to one side of your monitor, and it clips to half the screen. Then you make the tab again, drag it over to the other side of the monitor. You basically have two windows scrolling side by side.
So that's all well and good, except I'm doing browser capture, which means it'll only capture one browser at a time. So for me to actually do that so that you can see on the screen, I need to add two browser sources to OBS first, have it capture each browser as different, which you would have a problem recognizing because they'd both be named the same.
Whatever, man. I don't care. Can't you just like switch it to a display source?
I could. I'm not going to, because that would be smart. Anyway, I'm done looking at the profit margins. It's just interesting. Like 2020, they made 8 million in the green, and then there was like 3 years in a row where they were barely, like they were in the red. What do they do? Like 2021 had 4 patches roll out. What do we get? We got medical gameplay. What else did we get?
Inventory, Orison.
Yep.
What are like the big ones that I can remember? No, not Jump Town.
Where is the roadmap? Let's look at the roadmap. Release view, not progress tracker.
Oh god, here we go.
317 is dead. Alright, so we're looking at 2021. So we got 3... Well, we would have had 312, 320, 313, 14, and 15.
Yeah, 312, 313, 314, and 315.
Technically 316.
Stanton System planetary improvements for 312. We got the gas clouds and refineries in 312. A lot of AI shit. Capital ship combat behavior. AI accuracy convergence.
We got refinery gameplay. Refinery gameplay got introduced. The tractor beam attachment. Ships and vehicles. We got Talons. Oh, the FS9 got introduced in 312.
Oh really? Oh really? That fucking piece of shit. God, I hate that.
Yeah,
I fucking love that weapon, and I hate that weapon.
Did we get Xenothreat around that time too? We got the caves. Drive-in caves and sinkholes. Different mission types. The new shield effects. Signed distance field shield effects. Mining subcomponents. Actually, yeah, like... mounted guns. Force reactions.
Yeah, but I still think like all of this though, in my opinion, pales in comparison to 318. It really does.
Yeah, like object push pull. The thing though is like there was lots added. Like we got the Herc and the Tonk. Oh, we got the Rock DS as well.
That fucking abomination.
Power management, missile operator mode, surrender.
Dude, do you understand like how, oh God, surrender has fucked me so many fucking times. Like for instance, like if I get friendly fired by an EMP and there's security present, people will get fucking thrown in prison.
Blake, the reason why I'm looking at 312 is that it got released at the end of 2020, so like this would have been the patch that we would have been playing in the first quarter of 2021, and then 313 is a patch that we're playing in second quarter 2021. So it'd be like, this is the shit that we experienced in 2021.
Fucking yeah, power management version 2, radar scanning and ping, the day stealth died. I remember that.
We got hospitals at the end of 2021. The respawn system. This would have been the inventory update too. Infiltrate and defend missions. Yeah,
volumetric clowns as well.
Yeah, like I guess it makes a lot of sense, yeah, when you look at it from this perspective. Bombs, we got the A2. Yeah, Rycops, like, pretty much, they're barely in the green this for 2021. They're well in the green for 2020, but then for 2019, I believe they were in the red.
Yeah, they lost like several $1 million. The
thing is like, CIG has been able to like make a lot of money from their sales and pledges, but they're making more now whilst releasing less concepts, which I find is interesting because I believe they actually were pushing out more concepts in 2018 and 2019, and then 2020 comes along.
I'm really eager to see what they like, what profits come back in 2022 for them, given how 2022 was, right? And how incredible last year was in terms of like fucking content droughts and development hiccups and shit like that. I really want to know. I would really like to see that graph.
Salary. This is a further breakdown of the profits for what they spent their money on.
Wait a minute.
So this is a graph for this table.
Most of their money looks like it goes on fucking salary.
Yeah, that's expected. They're gonna pay the devs.
Salary, publishing and marketing.
So it's salaries first, then publishing and marketing. Well, 2021 was a lot of
good.
2021 was a lot of content going out, which drew a lot of people in. How much of publishing is actual AWS costs? Oh man, it's probably like, what was that? That's 25 million in publishing and marketing. It's probably like 20 million in AWS. Jeff Bezos fucking cashing in. Ooh, headcount analysis.
Yeah, this is their staff, right? Employment.
Yeah. So for 2021, they had 748 employees. 220 in the US and 528.
He did say in the letter that basically they've increased that number by 100. So it's like now it's like 861 employees in the company.
Yeah. So in the US, they've got 98 dedicated to development, 97 to publishing ops, community events, and marketing, and then 25 for general admin. You got a lot of admin people for the amount of people that they got in the US versus for the rest of the world.
It's funny how the development team started as all in the United States, and then gradually it was just taking over by the rest of the world as the game grew, getting developers from all across the world.
Well, I believe it was like 2013 he brought his brother in, and then pretty much started growing the studio 2014. And then CIG stole a bunch of Crytek employees. Yeah, well, part of the reason for the ramp up for the rest of the world is that the main focus being Squadron 42, it's been made in the UK and Germany. So them having the larger developer studio or larger developer numbers makes the most sense because they're concentrating the majority of their resources on Squadron 42. And I imagine that like these numbers will start going down here because some of them are actually bouncing over to the over to Europe. Like I know Todd Pappy went from US to Europe, so he would have been in this exchange around here.
Pappy.
So overall, the development team has been slowly growing. 60, nearly another, that's what, just under 50. And then an addition of 33. But that's not taking into account people who have left and new people who have joined. So they would have had people dropping in and out. So they may have had like the growth shows like 33 people here, but the growth could have been like more than that. Yeah, well, was it the Aaron Roberts worked on a lot of the Lego titles. Booby Bear, thank you very much for the super chat there, man. Really appreciate it. Dobbs is expensive. He costs more insanity than he does in credits or money.
Yeah, thank you for your 50.
Really appreciate that. Thank you. What was it? Yeah, actually, what was this? This one here, cumulative net position. So this is where they're talking about their profits. Yeah, we've got the exact numbers here. 16 million in 2013. What the fuck? What?
60 what now?
16?
16 million, you say?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, you're right about that 3-4 year stretch.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because they were putting out the most amount of content during this time on their YouTube channel. So here, here, and here. It starts slowing down here. But also like their concept ships, they were putting out a lot more too.
Maybe that's why they stopped.
Yeah. But like they also had investments. So there's 46 million in investments in 2018. Which, fuck, if they didn't get that number would have been a lot less. Or maybe, no. No, I'm off.
You fucked it.
Yeah. And then 17 million there. And then they lost nearly 5 million. Maybe investor sold out. The investment is considered separate, yeah. So that investment there is pretty much all right. So they would have been in the red 3 years in a row, and Chris Roberts would have gone, fuck, we need money. But let's sell off 10% of the company. Done that to inject 46 million to try and carry them through. And then, yeah. I reckon, like 2021, they didn't actually release many concept ships. Yet they still ended up 300,000 in the green. If they'd done more concept sales, they probably would have just kept pushing. Like 2020, I'm not sure how many concept ships they put out then.
Yeah. Agens.
Yes.
Take a look in org chat. And while he's looking at what I want him to look at, I'm just going to say to chat, you guys are doing a great job. All right. Just listen. You guys are great. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel, supporting us. It's a great deal. It means a great deal to us. Okay. And by the way, what you're wearing looks great, by the way. You really own that style. I appreciate it. You look great, by the way. Just think about it. I like your aesthetic. I'm just gonna say it like that. Okay, chat. You look great. Profile picture is also very apt, very suitable for you guys. I think you guys chose the right profile picture for you. I like you just the way you are.
Need to test that.
Yeah, agents? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So I want to know more. I would like to know more. The cut of your jibs, yes. Yeah, we're at the end. All right, I'll read out the last couple of paragraphs. So, the 2021 accounting shows the group continued to spend its income on the ongoing development and publishing of the games, as has been in the intention from the outset, in its goal to deliver a world-class gaming and unique social experience for its players and community. The minority investment funds sitting on the balance sheet remain earmarked for future marketing activities as we approach the commercial launch of the games. They also serve the additional purpose of providing financial security to allow longer-term strategic planning, evidenced by the substantial long-term commitment to the upgraded office facilities in the rest of the world locations made in 2021. Oh, so this is the new Manchester office? And I'm pretty sure they did one in Germany as well. These upgrades are not just to accommodate the increased headcount, but are designed to create a world-class place for collaboration and innovation. So they could also rent those out if they were building those. At the time of writing, I'm pleased to report that 2022 has also gone very well. We eclipsed our total 2021 income performance well before the end of the year and are set for another record-breaking year. We are on target to substantially beat our net budgeted position by the end of 2022, despite the increased team sizes and costs fueled by global inflation, plus our own demanding requirements to deliver on our aims for 2022. However, we are far from complacent, operating in a highly competitive environment where shocks to the system such as COVID-19 pandemic followed by the conflict in the Ukraine show that nothing is predictable and we must remain vigilant and focused upon our objectives. We have a tremendous team driven by incredible support from our community and customers and continue to aim to deliver an amazing experience for them, which improves with every year and delivery as we progress towards our ambitious visions and aspirations. All right. They actually released this year, they didn't release many concept ships, but they released a lot of direct to flyable ships, but they're all small stuff. So you're looking at the Consolidated Outlands Hover Quad, the Cutter, the STV. Those are 3 off the top of my head that I can think of. Liberator concept was 2021, I believe, yeah. To be honest, I think if CIG wanted to increase their profit margins along here, like realistically focusing on the smaller shit that they can push out as straight to flyable will help them out a lot. Like I think they've worked out their funding model, really, where they're doing a few concepts during the year with the majority of the stuff that they do push out as straight to flyable, which is pissing off all the backers who bought in early and their stuff is still waiting to be built, but a lot of it's just big stuff. Some of it's not. Fucking, you know, the Origin hover bikes, Tumbril Rangers. That was definitely an interesting read. And yeah, 2021 was a very big year in terms of content push. And then we came into 2022 where we got 316 for the first part of the year and then 317 for the rest. And even then, like, oh, the hover quad came out this year. All right. Well, no, it came out at the end of last year. Phalanx, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, right now with the inflation happening across the world, I think CIG is going to be... like, they're pushing to get bigger. They really are. But the problem is that with inflation going the way that it is across the world, they may end up having to... honestly, I think they'll try and push out more content in terms of ships. Straight to flyyables. The small stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing in the background because I just found like the perfect video to describe another conversation.
Yeah, this was supposed to be about the fucking roadmap, but we ended up talking about the financials, which turned out to be a lot more interesting. Scott wants to know which one of us was griefing him at Jumptown last night. Probably Mario.
That's probably Mario.
Alright. I'm gonna pretty much call it quits there on the bloody roadmap. Or the letter from the chairman. And we just hit the 2-hour mark. I think we're actually running pretty well to end the stream.
Oh my god!
And it seems like so Dobbs is already done. Seems like Dobbs is already done with the stream and he's moved on to org chat. What do we think of the 318 PTU? It's buggy. Really buggy.
Okay. Hang on a second.
Yeah, so that's it for the stream for tonight. Thank you very much for coming along and watching. It was a lot of Spectrum focus on the letter for the chairman that just turned into analysing Star Citizen's financials, which is actually quite interesting to go through and see that we weren't doing too well financial wise, but they were still growing, which was good to see. But yeah, I'm interested to see what their financials are for 2022. We'll have to see how it goes.
Oh my god.
Alright, let's close off the stream, Dobbs. What do you got to say to the stream?
Thank you all for coming into the stream. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you all for the donations. And thank you all for the chats. Lots of good interaction. Always good to be on stream with everybody. And we will be back sometime next week with more content to react to. Back in the same place to hear our very asshole-ish and arrogant rants.
Yes. Arrogant rants. Thanks for coming along, guys. Really appreciate it. Next stream, not exactly sure on the day and time yet. I'll know towards the end of the week. Keep an eye out. We don't have any Piracy Ops videos lined up because we've pretty much given up on 317. We're hard at work testing in 318 and looking for all the little things that we can find and I wouldn't say exploit, but leverage for piracy gameplay. Dobbs is furiously at work on another MPA episode as we speak, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for coming along. I hope you're all ready to be inspired as we leave this stream.
You are comparable to the rest of the population. Do not forget that what it all comes down to is that it's all about sacrifices. You are an adult ape. That's right. Remember how the knowing one said, after the pleasure comes history. Please do not eat dogs. In ancient China, a well-respected shaman once approached a beautiful maiden and asked her, "How come you are so adored, you who are but a beautiful maiden?" The answer to that is, "Because I always try to remember that a beautiful maiden is only a beautiful maiden if the beautiful maiden thinks herself to be a beautiful maiden," replied the maiden. The shaman had never before heard such words stated so clearly, and carried it with him for the rest of his life, and later in his life, he was never heard from again. Keep repeating this to yourself. My being is fine. My being is fine. Keep your eyes shut. Breathe deeply. Say to yourself repeatedly, Being is fine, being is fine. Meditate on this ancient religious proverb. Feel upset about a guardian. We cannot become better at doing the same thing over and over, but we can become better at sharing. Try to think about that. A very spiritual guru once said, "A dog doesn't eat you up from the inside." Ignore how your body is starting to vibrate. Feel the connection between your right hemisphere and the temporal dimensions.